Do us a favor. Can you say your 4 I's again for us, please?
Interdict mediocrity, intercept ignorance, infuse excellence, influenced by many, defined by none. Can I talk about that infuse excellence for a second?
By all means, by all means.
The excellence is not necessarily the societal standard, right? The excellence is infusing excellence is your excellence. So you can't compare yourself to other people. I told you I was in special education, expelled from school. So I have what you call ADHD. This is why it took me 5 times to pass the GT score. So my friends might get A's. My excellence is if I got to read the book 6 times and you got to read it 1, I can't be hating on you. I have a learning disability, but you better bet I'm going to pass that school. When I go out to speak, people say, oh, they're just amazed at all the master's degrees. None of those master's degrees are above 3.1. Think about that. Anybody who got a master's degree understands that you need a 3.0 to pass. But none of them are above 3.1 because I have a learning disability. But none of those degrees on that wall put your grade point average. They say Khallid Shabazz, right? Don't quit, don't stop. Because at the end of the day, you got to infuse excellence on what excellence is to you. Most people confuse excellence is with your brother, your sister sitting next to you.
Yes.
That's how you fail. That's how you quit, and that's how you give up.
That's right. We talk about that personal success journey. When we talk about these forums and this last one being money, we're not just talking about money. There's a lot of different ways with this whole thing. It's about the, like the chaplain said here, passing on the wisdom and the example of what he did to his children. That's money. That's money. That's wealth. That is wealth, generational wealth that he's created by doing that and making those changes that he did in his life. And it's the same thing. We can all do this, folks. We can do this. You know, we see you. He sees you. He loves you. We love you. You have to love yourself. And you have to say that to yourself every single day. The world will beat you down. No doubt about it. The world will beat you down.
Absolutely.
We can't let it. We have to love ourselves. Oh, hey,
that's right.
This is amazing. Right. This is amazing. So
that's right.
A question that we had, I'm sorry, Joanne, but we had a question. Are there any organizations that you're supporting right now that we can, tell people about here? Anything that you're doing right now, Chaplain?
Well, yeah, I just speak all over the country. I go to high schools, alternative schools, and things like that. I'm not necessarily into any organizations. I just lend my time, my freedom. I mean, they don't even have to pay me. I just go there and speak to them and mentor the kids.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Is there a different message that you would give to young ladies? I mean, you've spoken about what you say to the sisters, about the young ladies, college, high school young ladies. Is there a different message, or is it all the same message that you give?
No, the message for the sisters I spoke to at Jarvis Christian College, I always go to speak to all women, and I speak to all men, right? Because the message is different. The message of excellence is not different, but the message to my sisters is different. And the reason it's different is because a lot of sisters like to shrink themselves down, right? They've been taught to shrink themselves down. And for me, I have 2 daughters, and I won't allow that foolishness for 1 second. You have to go out, as my grandmother and them used to say, you got to work twice as hard to get half as much.
Yes. Don't
tell me about what's fair. If you want fair, go to the fair. So let's not use that as an excuse. As a woman, you have to understand you're going to be dismissed, discredited, and disenfranchised everywhere you go. So what I need for you to do, sister, I need you to look inside yourself and take those feelings of insecurity and throw them out the window. I have a saying when I start off my speech to them, some of the strongest people in the morning cry themselves to sleep at night. You go cry at night. You go take all of your insecurities and put them in the pillow. But when you get out in front of people, I need you to be a queen.
Amen.
I need you to stand tall. I need you to adjust your crown because you were made to rule. I mean, that's just, you are a co-creator with God, right? If you don't understand that we couldn't even come into existence without you, then you need to find and check yourself. So you have no right to be borrowing to anybody at any time, anywhere. You better find yourself and fix your crown. Yeah, it's a different message to the sisters.
Yeah,
absolutely.
very good. Excellent. Actually, I have a daughter too, and I didn't know it. I didn't grow up with sisters, and it was my mom. My mom's a tough woman. I grew up in Brooklyn, New York. My mom is tough. Grew up in a household with a lot of men. I didn't really understand this whole thing until I had a daughter. I really did not understand this thing until I had a daughter. And yeah, it is. Everything that you speak in there, man, it's just so powerful and so true. So powerful.
Yeah, I mean, because, you know, man, the guys are not going to like me for this, but, you know, this is scriptural. You know, guys, if they're not in the right mindset, we some of the slimiest creatures on earth.
Oh, yes. Oh, definitely.
Because we come in like the serpent in the garden. We sliding. We finding out what you like. We letting you talk. We not talking. We find out what you like so we can get a piece of heaven, right? Yeah. And so once we get a piece of heaven, then we descend back to hell because you have given up your most prized possession. So once you understand that about us, right? And I don't want to get too scriptural here, but the Quran says to the sister, don't speak too softly because men have a disease in their hearts. I'm going to say that again. Don't speak too softly, sister, because men have a disease in their heart. The disease is not yours.
Right.
It's theirs. Yeah. Because once you start batting your eyes or smiling, you might just try to be polite. He's thinking about something a whole different level. Yeah. So you got to come correct. You got to come and let him know you're a queen. Let me tell you a story. The reason why I'm married, because it was a time where my wife said, that's it, Joker. You don't deserve me. I got 2 kids to worry about. So why don't you take your drunk ASS on, right? And so she began to value herself. Yeah. And therefore, when she began to value herself, I started to value her. Yeah. Oh, I got to say that again. When she began to value herself, that's when I began to value her. And my big butt was in Alexandria, Louisiana. She was in Texas. She wouldn't answer my phone call. She said, my children are more important than you. You are inadequate and you're not a good father. I drove 4 hours and apologized to that woman, and I've been with her for the last 30 years. Amen. Because she found value in herself. Because I won't value her.
But that's huge. That is huge. I'm sorry to cut you. That is huge. That whole thing about women finding value in themselves. And that's a big deal because of like you said, in society, society wants the women to be silent, be cute, be on the side, kind of do a supporting role. But we here in KSA, for instance, we have a bunch of women here who can run the show. You know, and we learn every single day from these women. We always joke about Joanne, for instance, right? So we got we got different personality types with us. And Joanne, we talk about Joanne she has a velvet hammer, right? Which is a gift. Joanne has a gift from God, right? Joanne will tell you what she needs to tell you and what you need to hear. But the way that she says it is such a way that you can take it without the way that sometimes how guys do it. It's just a different way that we communicate. A guy, you and I talking dude to dude, we'll say something, whatever the case. It's not the same way that women tend to communicate. And so that whole idea about women taking that forefront, yes, by all means, take that forefront, sister. You are blessed and highly favored. You can do it. You can do it. We know that you can.
And a woman is so powerful, right? This is not some cliche. Yes. The woman is so powerful. Right? I'm married 30 years. If my wife, after I take out that trash, she said, oh my God, you're so wonderful. I ain't never seen nobody take out the trash like you. I want to take out that trash every day. You understand? Because she has a way to speak and consoling your mind to make you think you bigger than you are.
Yes.
That's power.
That's right.
You understand? And once a woman realizes that she is that powerful, man, she not only can make a man, she can break him, but she can also get him to the highest heights of where
Absolutely. Absolutely. Wow.
Wow. Man, I'm all goosebumped right now. This is fantastic. I am overjoyed that we get the opportunity to meet you right now, and that everybody who has the opportunity to see this, that they get the opportunity to hear your story, to hear your this isn't a rags to riches. This is bigger than that, man. This is generational. The story that the chaplain's been giving us right now. this is invaluable. This is priceless. The lessons that he's teaching us, because he hasn't said anything that we can't do. Can you get 2 PhDs? You can. You may not need 2 PhDs. You may not need to for whatever your personal success journey. It may not be required, but that lesson that you give, that legacy that you leave for your heirs or those people that you come in contact with is invaluable. You can touch thousands by the actions that you do today.
Yes.
Man, let me hear you woo. Let me hear you woo 1 second here. Woo! Here we go. I can't do it like you can. Woo! There we go.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Man.
Totally.
Yeah,
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I just think the perfect example of reshaping who we are. Like I like how you said the PhDs and the master's degrees. That was my own healing of my own poor self-esteem. It wasn't about the degrees. It was the degrees of learning and healing myself. So I like how you said that. So, but mindset is more important. One of the things I did, you hear people talking about, what's not being done for our community, what's not being done for our boys. I took that quite personally. So when my son was 14, other communities have these rites of passages, right? I didn't need somebody to come in and do that for me. I got 4 of my friends, and all of us are in these fraternities and Masonic lodges. I took some of the rituals from those things, made it my own, and gave my son a rites of passage. 4 of my friends took him from youth, manhood to old age, right? After he finished that, they each gave him a gift. And then after they finished that, we brought him back to the house where his 2 grandfathers were. They spoke words of wisdom to him. My wife sung the Black National Anthem. And then we took him from where the boys were to the men were, and said, "You are now a man. Stand as a man." This kid looking at me like, what the hell is Dad doing? Now he's 28. And he said, "Dad, that was deep." So you planting seeds. They may not know what's going on, but every community has some type of rites of passage, but us. So my point to that is, stop waiting on people to do things for you. When you conceive the idea, if the people around you don't want to help you, find somebody that will help you. Because now he will pass on that ritual to his son. And I mean, his life has changed forever. He didn't get it for 14 years, but that's not my issue. My issue is you have to be bold enough. You have to have the mindset enough. You have to, most importantly, have the courage enough when all your chickens around you tell you, "Hey, man, we ain't got time for that. Let's go watch some football."
Yeah. Oh,
That's
man.
awesome.
That is awesome. The gears are working here. So we do have Sherman Riggins, our CEO for Kimball Success Academy. I know that he's with an organization from the fire. Tell me if I said it wrong. From the fire, through the fire, from the fire. He'll put it in the notes. I'll get it right. And so I know that they do have a rites of passage thing that you're talking about there. I would ask again that if we can reach out to you again at some point for KSA, from the fire, from any of these organizations, because and women's organizations and the separate coaching things that we're doing, we would love to have you again to be with us because this is invaluable. This is really invaluable. The lessons that you're putting out there, and this is just amazing.
Yeah, anytime I'm free. Seriously, it doesn't matter if we can schedule it. I'll come to you. I mean, whatever we need to do, I'm yours.
All right, it's From the Fire Leadership Academy for young men, located up in New Jersey, and so that's where those guys are. And we definitely will be reaching out to you again. Can you tell us your social media? Did you have something, Joanne, that you wanted to say?
Just about every question I was going to ask, he's already answered them in more ways than one. And I'm just like, I'm full. I'm really, really full. I so appreciate this. Thank you.
Thank you,
so appreciate it.
So if you can just tell us what your social media or how people can reach out to you, if you want them to reach out to you through us or reach out.
No, they can reach out. I'm open, transparent. I'm on TikTok. I think I'm Dr. K something on that, the GOAT or something. But Facebook, Khallid Shabazz, PhD. The Instagram, Team Shabazz, Team_Shabazz, and LinkedIn, of course, Colonel Khallid Shabazz. Twitter, definitely Dr. K. So I'm on all social media handles. because I want to get this message out unapologetically about being intelligent and dignified and uplifting human beings. I think that's important.
Amen. So as you look at this thing, if you were affiliated, associated with an organization that you think would be a great partnership with you, KSA, Dr. Shabazz, as he, Dr. Chaplain, Colonel, Q is also a Q. So but any of that stuff, reach out to us. And so we'll give you some ways to reach out to KSA here. I'll tell you about that in a minute. But yeah, reach out to us. And if there's some partnerships that we can do for young men, for young women in our communities, with this goal of uplifting, just supporting our communities, supporting people of color, helping to give this mindset, working on those 4 M's, working on the 4 I's, with our community, to help them achieve that greatness that's within them. By all means, reach out to us, and I'll be giving that to you here when we wrap up. Chaplain Shabazz, well, Joyanne, first, anything that you wanted to address here?
I just want to add to, for all those who are viewing either now or in the future, just know that, as you can see, you're bearing witness right now to our focus on building generational wealth, of closing the wealth gap, because wealth, most people classify wealth as just a figure inside of their bank account. But what you're getting here right now, it is priceless. There's no price tag that you can put on what you just got for the last hour. So I want you to really think about that, really consider that, and really chew on all the amazing nuggets that you just received, because we are being intentional about your success.
Yes. Chaplain, anything that you'd like to leave in closing?
I just like to leave you with 2 things. When you know your worth, you'll stop giving people discounts. Second, don't fear failure, but be terrified of regrets. That's all I have for you.
Okay, I need you to say. I need you to say those again. I need you to say those again, brother. I need you to say those one more time. My goodness.
When you know your worth, you'll stop giving people discounts. You'll stop letting people talk to you about your limitations. You'll stop letting people talk to you about your past failures. You'll stop letting people talk to you about your future, because only God holds that. Right? Amen. And listen, stop fearing failure, but be terrified of regrets. Because at the end of the day, when you're laying there at 75 and they're getting ready to put the dirt on your face, you're going to look back over the last 50 years and say, I should have done that. And now you're regretting. So stop fearing that. Go for it. Fall. Dust yourself off, get up, fall again. That's why I tell the story. This is why I'm so transparent. This is why I talk about my failures more than I talk about my success, because the success is not as important as the journey of getting up from failure. So until you change the way you look at things, the things that you look at will never change. So stop fearing failure. Only fear your regrets, and stop giving people discounts. You know who you are in God. Go for it and get out of your own way.
You heard it from the man. You heard it, y'all. You heard it. So, hey, we give you a hand, everybody.
Yes.
Woo! Here you go. Oh, we thank you so much for being with us. Thank you very much, Chaplain, Colonel, Doctor, Q. I don't know. I could probably just
well deserved.
Yeah, whatever it is, but I can just keep going with that stuff. We thank you for all the pearls you dropped at us today. And so for all of you there, you can reach us by phone at 323-KIMBRO1. That's KIMBRO1, otherwise known as 323-546-2761. By email, you can get us on info@KIMBROSuccessAcademy.com. KIMBROSuccess Academy.com. Or you can follow Kimbrough Success Academy on any of the social media platforms. And you can just give us the opportunity to help pour into you, to help you achieve your personal vision of success. Thank you again, Chaplain Shabazz, for your time. We hope to have another conversation with you in the near future.
drshabazz06@gmail.com. Thank you, guys.
Amen.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Peace. Peace.